Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manohistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Sakhantam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tadvakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhyasya Vipasindhu Vyayevasya Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pisharine Nishisa Sunabadi Paschatya Deshatarine.
Hare Krishna. So continuing our discussion further on the 17th chapter, division of faith. In the first 4 verses we have seen that Krishna says that their faith, with the faith that they are worshipping, depends on the 3 modes. And in the 4th verse, the previous verse that we discussed yesterday, Krishna says that those who are in Satogun, they worship the Devas. And those who are Rajsis, Yaksha and Rakshasas. And those who are Tamasi, Preta and Bhuta. And Prabhupada interestingly gives the example of someone who was worshipping Hitler during the time of World War. But all of them worship, none of their worship is according to the Shastras. Remember the question Arjuna asked? Your Shastra Vidhi Utsrijya. So now in the 5th and 6th verse, Krishna further speaks. He says, Ashast Vihitam Ghoram Tapyante Ye Tapojana Dhamba Hankar Samyukta Kamaraga Balanvita Karshayanta Sharirastham Utagramam Achetasa Mam Chevanta Sharirastham Tan Vidhi Asur Nishchayan. Very similar to what we discussed in the 16th chapter about those who are demoniac. Ashast Vihitam Khuram. Khuram means something which is very, very hard or harsh or harmful, your Prabhupada says. And what they do? Tapayanti te tapaha. So these people also perform some severe austerities. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures. Can you give some examples? Those who are performing some very severe austerities not recommended in the scriptures. Quite a few. Bolo Devashish. बोलो, जल्दी बोलो।
का पूजा करते हैं, वो आग में जो चलते हैं।
आवाज कम आ रहा है आपका, थोड़ा सा लाउडली बोलिए।
जो लोग काली माता की पूजा करते हैं और आग आग में चलते हैं, वो वो शास्त्रों में नहीं है।
काली माता का पूजा करते हैं और
वो आग में चलते हैं। उड़ीसा का साइड में बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं, आग में चलते हैं और कुछ
आग
बॉडी
में
वर्क।
जलते हैं।
यस।
देखा आपके उधर उड़ीसा में होता है क्या ऐसा? आग में जलते हैं क्या? है ऐसा?
जिस पूजा आग में चलते हैं।
अरे रावण क्या कर रहा था? अपना सर काट काट करके शिव जी को प्रसन्न करने का प्रयास कर रहा था। भस्मासुर अपना अंग काट काट कर शिव जी को प्रसन्न करने का प्रयास कर। तो जितने असुर हैं वो क्या करते हैं? जो शास्त्रों में दी हुई तपस्या है उसको नहीं करते, कुछ और ही करते हैं। परफॉर्मिंग देम आउट ऑफ प्राइड। व्हाई? दंभ अहंकार संयुक्त। Out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, काम राग बलान्विता। तो तपस्या इसलिए नहीं करते हैं कि उनका कल्याण हो या विश्व का कल्याण हो, लेकिन तपस्या क्यों करते हैं? काम राग बलान्वित, कि जो उनकी भोगने की कामनाएं हैं, वट एवर इज देयर लस्टी डिजायर्स, their desire to enjoy unrestrictedly can be fulfilled. Who are foolish and who torture the material elements of the body as well, as the super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Let's see the purport. There are persons who manufacture modes of austerity and penance which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunctions. तो समझ लीजिए, जो हमें श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ने दिया है उसके अलावा अगर हम कुछ करने का प्रयास करते हैं, कुछ नया आविष्कार करते हैं, नया कुछ खोजते हैं या नए रूप से करते हैं, लोग कुछ करते हैं, क्या करते हैं? वो चातुर्मास का व्रत करते हैं। क्या करेंगे चातुर्मास में? वी विल नॉट शेव। प्रभुपाद जी ने कहीं कहा ऐसा? दिस इज ऑल कॉन्कॉक्टेड ऑस्टेरिटी। 4 महीने क्या रहेंगे वो हिप्पी बन के रहेंगे। दाढ़ी बढ़ा लेंगे, बाल बढ़ा लेंगे। तो दिस इज ऑल विच इज नॉट रिकमेंडेड। For instance, fasting for some ulterior purpose, such as to promote a pure political end. देखा है आपने कई राजनेता क्या करते हैं? What do they say?
अनशन। अनशन करते हैं प्रभु जी।
हाँ, अनशन। क्या अनशन बोलते हैं? फास्टिंग टिल डेथ। कभी कोई मरा? आपने सुना कितने राजनेता मर गए क्योंकि वो व्रत कर रहे थे? सब ढोंग घोसला असुर लोग हैं ये सब। फास्टिंग फॉर सम अल्टीरियर पर्पस सच एज टू प्रमोट अ प्योरली पॉलिटिकल एंड। देखिए प्रभुपाद जी कब दे रहे हैं तात्पर्य? 1960s में। और अभी भी ये जितने पॉलिटिशियन थे यही सब नाटक कर रहे हैं। Is not mentioned in the scriptural direction. The scriptures recommend fasting for spiritual advancement. So what is the fasting recommended for us? What is the fasting recommended? Only one person. Everybody else don't have any fast. But they don't want to keep any fast. What is the fasting recommended? Yes, Pradeep. There is no fasting recommended.
Yes, Prabhuji. Ekadashi and
Ekadashi
days.
and the appearance
Uh-huh.
of the Supreme Lord and also the disappearance of Vaishnava Acharya. Not for some political end or social purpose. You know social purpose? Why people keep fast? Should I speak? Matajis will not be happy. But they keep Fasting for social purpose. To tell the social people, yes, अरे हमने भी रखा था. Persons who take to such austerities are, according to Bhagavad Gita, certainly demonic. Priyanka is hearing?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is Prabhupada saying?
Certainly demoniac.
Certainly demonic. So we have to become divine. We don't have to keep fast for social purpose. What is recommended by our Acharya is sufficient for our spiritual advancement. Do social people, can they make us spiritually advanced? They do not have any conception of spirituality. Their acts are against the scriptural injunctions and are not beneficial for the people in general. Actually, they act out of pride, false ego, lust, and attachment for material enjoyment. Very heavy and very deep. They act out of false pride, ego, lust, and attachment. And all this means one is working for sense gratification or sense enjoyment. By such activities, not only is the combination of material element of which the body is constructed disturbed, but also the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself living within the body. See what deep purport Prabhupada is saying. So if we try to observe our own concocted austerity, then we do not make any advancement. Rather, we become offenders. Offending whom? The Jivatma, the soul within, and also the Paramatma, the super soul. Both. They are okay. Such unauthorized fasting or austerity for some particular end are certainly very disturbing to others. Also, it is disturbing to others. I remember that in my erstwhile religious practice, there used to be that for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 9 days, or 11 days, or even up to 13, 15, 17, 19, or in some cases, even up to 21 days. That is complete fasting from eating anything. Only drink water, that also after sunrise and before sunset. And then you know what happens? If someone in the family does that, then there is a big show of that. All relatives, friends, they are invited. There is a big, celebration. See, my son or my daughter-in-law, she did this fasting for so many days. She just survived on water. So what happens? Whoever hears, he says, "अरे, कुछ भी नहीं खाया आपने? आपने 11 दिन तक कुछ खाया ही नहीं." This is what Prabhupada is saying. Such unauthorized fasting or austerity for some political end are certainly very disturbing to others. They are not mentioned in the Vedic literature. A demonic person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method. All the demons, why do they perform austerity? What is the purpose of the demons performing such difficult austerity, such severe austerity? Purushottam Prabhu?
So for sense enjoyment. To
Before
get
sense
some
enjoyment, what is the purpose? Pranab Prabhu.
One purpose is to show off so that they are doing austerity.
Yeah, show off, but how they will show off? What they want? What is the motive behind performing all this austerity?
In return, they want something.
What they want?
Material benefits.
It's still not clear.
Liberation, finally.
Huh?
Finally, they want liberation.
They want liberation. Demons want liberation. Tell me which demon has asked for liberation? Think before you speak. Yes, Pradeep Prabhu. What is the motive for performing this unauthorized austerity and penance?
Material enjoyment. For enjoyment.
That is there. But before material enjoyment, how to be able to enjoy? Yes, Ravindra Prabhu.
Prabhuji, they want to win over their enemies.
How? By securing some boon.
Yes.
वरदान चाहिए. Austerity क्यों करते हैं? So that they can increase their power. How? By increasing their power, they can dominate, exploit others, and thus enjoy. This is the demonic tendency. A demonic person thinks that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method. One moment. Their acts, sorry. Yeah, a demonic person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method, but sometimes one dies by such fasting. That would be very, very rare. I don't know. Mahatma Gandhi also wanted to fast to die, but I don't think he died because of fasting. He was shot. Anyone knows? Any person, demoniac person or political person who died while fasting? Not to my knowledge. These acts are not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So see, remember what Krishna is speaking. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapayante ye tapojana. So these acts are not authorized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says that those who engage in them are demons. So don't try to become demon by trying to concoct or create something new. There's no need. Such demonstrations are insults to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because they are enacted in disobedience to the Vedic scripture injunction. Heavy. So this is a act of rebellious, a rebel, disobedience. The word achetasa, sorry, in the Vedic scripture injunction, the word achetasa is significant in this connection. Persons of normal mental condition must obey the scripture injunction. See how much in these chapters, particularly 16th and 17th chapter, Krishna is giving focus. For all those in this human form of life, it is their duty to abide by the scripture injunction. And for us, the essence of all scriptures is Bhagavad Gita. So if we do not abide by what Bhagavad Gita is directing, then Krishna is clearly saying that such people are demons. Those who are not in a position to neglect and disobey the scriptures and manufacture their own way of austerity, then One should always remember the ultimate end of the demonic people as described in the previous chapter. What is the ultimate end of the demonic people as described in the previous chapter? Speak. What is the end?
Prabhuji, they fall down in the lower species of life.
Na sa siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. Three things Krishna says. Ye shastra vidhi utsrijya vartate kam karata, na sa siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. For such people, those who do not abide by these scriptures, rules and regulations, nasa siddhim avapnoti, they can never attain perfection. As you said, they will rotate in the cycle of birth and death. They can never be liberated. Na sukham, they can never experience happiness of heart. Their heart will always be burning. Na siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. And they can never think to achieve the highest abode, the abode of the Supreme Lord. The Lord forces them to take birth in the wombs of demoniac persons. What was the verse? Asarim yonim apannam mudha janmani janmani. Yes. Asuri yonim apannam mudha janmani janmani. I perpetually cast them in the lower and abominable species of life. Consequently, they will live by demonic principles life after life without knowing their relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many times we see that people come, they start to practice, they feel that they are convinced and they are following the right path. But it's just a matter of time. Again, they are lost and they leave. Why? Because from the past, whatever samskar or impression which is there in their heart, it again and again pulls and drags them down. And they go back to the same situation. Krishna is saying. The Lord forces them to take birth in the wombs of demonic. Consequently, they will live by demonic principle life after life without knowing their relation to Supreme Lord. If, however, see Prabhupada's compassion. If, however, such persons are fortunate enough to be guided by a spiritual master who can direct them to the path of Vedic wisdom, they can get out of this entanglement and ultimately achieve the Supreme Good. So this is the difference. This is the only difference. Because in conditioned nature, everyone will be dragged again and again in the same abominable demoniac direction. The Prabhupada is saying, but if someone is fortunate enough, how he is fortunate? Because he accepts his good fortune. He does not kick his good fortune. How? By accepting guidance, by accepting consultation. Then under that guidance, under that consultation, under that direction, they can get out of this entanglement and ultimately achieve the Supreme goal. So now Krishna will speak about the various activities in different modes. So far he has talked about that those people who are performing all these kinds of sacrifice, most of them are in the lowest modes. Now Krishna talks about food in different modes. Aharastu api sarvasya trividi bhavati priya Yagyas tapas tatha danam. Tesham bhedam imam shrunu. So not only ahar, the 4 items. Ahar, yagya, that is sacrifice. Tapas, which is austerity. Tatha danam, which is charity. So there's 4 items. What is the 4 item? Trividhi bhavati priya. That there are 3 different characteristics. Even the food each person prefers is of 3 kinds according to the 3 modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifice, austerities, and charities, the 4 items. Now here are the distinctions between them. In terms of different situations in the mode of material nature, there are differences in the manner of eating and performing. You remember what Krishna spoke? Where is the difference? Prabhupada is explaining 2 things. How is the distinction? In living and acting. So what is the basis of living and acting? Here Krishna explains that. In this 4 activities. In terms of food, in terms of sacrifice, in terms of austerity, and in terms of charity. So this is one's living and one's acting. There are differences in the manner of eating and performing sacrifice, austerity, and charity. They are not all conducted on the same level. Those who can understand analytically what kind of performance are in what modes of material nature are actually wise. Those who consider all kinds of sacrifice or food or charity to be in the same cannot discriminate, and they are foolish. There are missionary workers who advocate that one can do whatever he likes and can attain perfection. You know to whom Prabhupada is hinting? Who are these workers? Prabhupada makes them glorified by saying missionary workers. And they have many supporters and followers. Why? Because one can do whatever he likes and attain perfection. This is what demons want. They want perfection also, but in their own way. बोलो भाई इतना टाइम क्यों ले रहे हो? बहुत सिंपल है. Anyway, then I will move forward. But these foolish guides are not acting according to the direction of the scriptures. So see, Prabhupada is warning us. So these people are not guides. They cannot save you. They are manufacturing ways and misleading the people in general. Now Krishna will speak about the food which is in the mode of goodness. Very important for all of us. Very simple and very comprehensive way of coming to the platform of goodness. Everyone to survive, to sustain, to exist. Annad bhavanti bhutani. Everyone has to subsist on the grains. And Krishna begins with that what category of food come in the mode of goodness. Very famous words. Our Dayashil Prabhu was keeping it there very prime in our Satvik mess previously, but no longer. I don't see this quote any longer there. It has been forgotten, or everyone has come into the mode of goodness, so there is no need. Ayusatva balaroga, Ayusatva balarogya, Sukha Priti Vivardhana Rasya Snigdha Stira Hridaya Ahara Satvika Priya. So what kind of food is in mode of goodness? Which is extending one's life. Ayu Sattva Bala Arogyaha. Bala means the strength or the power or the nourishment. So that food that gives nourishment. What is the nourishment? That one is free from disease. If you are taking good diet, that means you will not fall sick or you will not be diseased. Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya and Sukha Priti Vivardhana. Foods which are dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life. Then very important, purify one's existence and give strength, health and happiness. Sukha Priti Vivardhana and satisfaction. So what are these foods? Such foods are Rasyaha. Rasa. They are juicy. Fatty. Snigdha. Snigdha means that is very tasty. Wholesome and pleasing to the heart. There should be some discussion on this. So that in our diet, in our daily intake, we integrate and take as much as possible only this recommended food, which is there in the mode of goodness. Goodness means it will increase the duration of life. Not only it will increase the duration of life, one will be less diseased. The influence and impact of disease will be minimum. It will purify one's existence, give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. So tell me some of the examples of food which are in the mode of goodness. बोलिए सारिका, आप बताइए।
प्रभु जी वेजिटेबल्स के नाम बताने हैं क्या? मतलब वेजिटेबल्स के नाम भी बता सकते हैं?
आप ध्यान से सुनिए, अभी बताया ना, रस्य स्निग्ध स्थिर हृदय आहार सात्विक प्रिय, ये 4 क्वालिटीज होनी चाहिए. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. इतने साल की प्रैक्टिस के बाद ये तो क्लियर होना चाहिए कौन सा फूड सात्विक है और कैसे हम सात्विक फूड बनाएं, किस फूड को सात्विक बोला जाएगा, किसको नहीं.
तो मुझे आंसर देना नहीं आ रहा.
समझ में आया? सात्विक आहार क्या होता है?
हाँ, वो पूछ रहे हैं आप.
बताइए क्या है सात्विक आहार, कुछ उसके एग्जांपल्स बताइए. बोलो जल्दी बोलो, टाइम जल्दी उड़ जाएगा. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, नहीं तो सात्विक के नाम पे हम राजसिक ही खाते रहेंगे या तामसिक, और उसी तमोगुण में और रजोगुण में फंसे रहेंगे.
प्रभु जी फ्रूट्स, मिल्क.
सॉरी प्लीज, वो दरवाजा बंद करने गया था मैं. बोलिए.
प्रभु जी फल, फ्रूट्स. प्रभु जी
कौन से फ्रूट्स?
प्रभु जी सेब, केला, पपीता.
आप पहले समझो ना क्या लिखा है, 2 बार दोहरा दिया मैंने. रस्य स्निग्ध स्थिर हृदय आहार सात्विका प्रिय. तो थोड़ा
प्रभु जी
हमारा concept
जूसी
clear
तो
होना।
लीची भी होती है प्रभु जी, जूसी तो लीची भी होती है, पर लीची सात्विक आहार में आती है।
हाँ।
इसमें लिखा है सच फूड्स आर जूसी।
हम्म।
तो जूसी तो प्रभु जी लीची भी होती है, बट वो सात्विक आहार में थोड़ी ना आती है।
क्यों? ये कहाँ लिखा है कि नहीं आती है? Yes, predominantly most of the fruits they will come in sattvic. They are sattvic. They are in sattva guna. फल कौन खाता है? आपने सुना किसी असुर को कि वो फल खा रहा था?
नहीं।
फल कौन खाता है? अरे इतना बेसिक क्वेश्चन है, क्लास 2 का बच्चा बताएगा। कमाल है। ऋषि मुनि क्या खाते हैं?
फल खाते हैं प्रभु जी।
लेकिन तुम्हारे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा। मैदा का आइटम नहीं खाते, जंक फूड पिज्जा नहीं खाते, बर्गर ब्रेड पकौड़ा नहीं खाते। ये सब क्या है?
ये प्रभु जी तामसिक भोजन।
ये राजसिक है। तामसिक भी हो सकता है, तामसिक तो मांस है। तो समझिए, जल्दी समझिए, घर में वही चीज बनाई है जो रस से परिपूर्ण है, जिसमें नेचुरली जूसी है। सूखा आइटम नहीं खाना। हाँ? वो आयु को बढ़ाएगा नहीं। और स्निग्धा, स्निग्धा का क्या मतलब है? प्रभुपाद ने यहाँ लिखा है फैटी। फैटी का मतलब है चर्बी खाना। वो
प्रभु जी
सत्व गुण में है।
पिज्जा बर्गर से फैटनेस बढ़ती है।
हाँ तो आप खाइए, सत्व गुण में आइए। वैसी बुद्धि है फैटी। वर्ड है स्निग्धा। स्निग्धा का मतलब क्या होता है? बोलिए रम्या।
प्रभु जी खेती
सॉरी,
खेती प्रभु जी फैट को स्नेहसार भी बोलते हैं ना, जो जैसे गाय का घी हो गया और बाकी
हाँ,
सारे
यस यस, जैसे घी हो गया, बटर सेम ही है, घी है, बटर, क्रीम, so these are all fatty, but they are in sattva gun. Very good, very good. This is called brain substance. One can clearly see what is being spoken. What is wholesome? बोलिए प्रियंका जी। माताओं के लिए बहुत विशेष है, क्योंकि वो अपने परिवार वालों को सत्व गुण में केवल प्रसाद से रख सकती हैं, भोजन से रख सकती हैं। What is wholesome?
Wholesome, Prabhuji, all grains, pulses,
Very good. Yes.
dal.
All grains, pulses, wheat, rice, these are all wholesome food. Not powdered. समझ गए? Not grinded. आजकल तो हर चीज को पीस पास के उसको उसका नाश कर दिया, उसके न्यूट्रिएंट्स खत्म। उसके अंदर जितना नेचुरल कंटेंट है, इट हैज बीन डिप्लीटेड and pleasing to the heart. So in short, we should be taking lot of cow milk products. Cow milk is full of juice. It is called magic food or miracle food. Miracle food. Prabhupada says the word miracle food. So all which is naturally available without much processing, without less processing. समझ रहे हैं? such food, more of fruits, more of juice, wholesome grains, cereals, all this should be our diet. Such will keep us, these are being consumed by those who are in the mode of goodness. They are not after pizza, pasta. Whereas those who are in the lower mode, okay, it is almost 9. Any experience? How food, just by taking a good Satvik meal, one who was not so in good shape of health or in good shape of consciousness, he became satisfied and happy. Any experience? Like to share? कभी नहीं हुआ? हुआ तो है, बहुत बार हुआ है. Yes, Manoram Prabhu.
Prabhuji, my own practical experience at IARI, before I was not in the mass, Prabhuji, so my weight was around, I think, 52 or 53. But when I joined our Satvik mess, Prabhuji, it was so much pleasing. My intake, it increased, and I think around 10 kilos I gained the weight, Prabhuji. I think that was a real practical example, Prabhuji. And it was very much pleasing. After that, I could not live once I joined, Prabhuji, the mess.
Okay. More some examples, some practical experience. You have opportunity for having prasad so many times in the temple. No such experience. It's so kripana that we don't even want to share. बोलो देवाशीष.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, जब हम थोड़ा भारी खाना खाते थे, नींद बहुत ज्यादा आता है, लेकिन जब से मतलब प्रसाद पा रहे हैं तो वेकअप टाइम, मतलब नींद से उठना इजी हो जाता है और इतना कष्ट भी नहीं होता है. और बीमार भी, मतलब कोई फीवर आज तक 2-3 साल से इतना बीमारी भी नहीं हुआ है कुछ, जब से मैं प्रसाद पा रहा हूँ.
अभी तो थाई थोड़ा ही हुआ है, अभी टेस्ट नहीं हुआ है. अभी तो हनीमून चल रहा है, इसलिए अभी कुछ नहीं पता चल रहा है. अभी टेस्ट आएगा बच्चा, तब पता चलेगा किधर है. लेकिन ये है, अगर आप प्रसाद ले रहे हैं और रेगुलेशन के साथ ले रहे हैं, प्रसाद लेने का ये मतलब नहीं कि जितनी बार खाओ, जो मर्जी खाओ. तो आपको जितने भी ये वेग हैं या जितने भी हमारी ये बाउंडेशंस हैं, जो कंडीशनिंग्स हैं, उसका प्रभाव कम होगा. कैसे? एग्जाम्पल दिया प्रभुपाद जी ने 3रे अध्याय में. क्या एग्जाम्पल दिया था? Who remembers? यज्ञातिष्ठाशिना संतो मुच्यते सर्व किल्बशे भुंजते ते त्वा घम पापम ये पचंती आत्म कारणा. क्या एग्जाम्पल दिया था? हाउ इट वर्क्स? कम से कम 2-3 बार पढ़ चुके हैं ये सब, वैसे ज्यादा ही बार. बोलिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, थीप का एग्जांपल दिया था प्रभुपाद ने कि सीधा प्रभुपाद जी थीप प्रभु जी, थीप.
किसका?
चोर प्रभु, चोर, थीप.
नहीं, प्रसाद कैसे सपोर्ट करता है, कैसे हमको हेल्प करता है? वो है जो नहीं करते. जो करते हैं उनको कैसे हेल्प मिलता है? हाउ दे बिकम फ्री फ्रॉम डिजीज, हाउ दे बिकम आयुष सत्व बलारोग्य.
Prabhuji, I reduced 7.5 kg weight. because of regulations.
Don't worry. If you lose regulation, it will come back. It will only be less till the time you are regulated. I am asking that how we are kept in this condition of Ayu Sattva Balarogya. Prabhupada gives a very practical example, very common example. We have all experienced it. कुछ नहीं दिमाग में घुसता। एक हमारे मनोहर जगन्नाथ प्रभु के अलावा मनोराम जगन्नाथ प्रभु के अलावा कोई लिखता भी नहीं है। बोले क्या जरूरत है सिर में घुसाने की, हृदय में घुसाने की, उसको प्रभुपाद जी के तात्पर्यों में पुस्तक में रहने दो, वहीं तक ही रहने दो। बोलो पुरुषोत्तम।
No, because whatever we are eating, it first we are offering to the Lord. So we are getting prasad.
So how it acts? प्रभुपाद जी ने एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल दिया है हाउ प्रसाद वर्क्स। तो क्या है वो एग्जांपल? क्या है? पढ़ते तो हो नहीं तो याद कहां से रहेगा? तो सबकी पोल खुल जाएगी। एक मिनट रुको, बोलिए रविंद्र मधुसूदन जी, क्यों प्रसाद के पीछे इतनी महिमा है? जगन्नाथपुरी जा रहे हैं, प्रसाद की इतनी महिमा है, कैसे प्रसाद में क्या ऐसा बल है?
प्रभु जी जैसे हम प्रसाद पाते हैं तो हमारा
आपको आता नहीं है, आपकी चेहरा बता रहे हैं। तीर या तुक्का चलेगा नहीं मेरे साथ। अगर आपने पढ़ा है या ध्यान पूर्वक श्रवण किया है तभी स्मृति में आएगा, वरना जाएगा नहीं। बोलिए मेरी दर्शन।
एंटीसेप्टिक का काम करता है। एंटीसेप्टिक
कैसे? एंटीसेप्टिक का कैसे काम करता है?
Prabhupada ji, Srila Prabhupada told that whatever reactions are there in our body because of previous karma, all the simple reactions.
No. I thought that you have caught it. Still no, that is not the answer. That is not the analogy Prabhupada gives. Prabhupada gives a very brilliant analogy. It is so common, every person has had it. Not even one person who can say that I did not have it. I've given you a very big hint. It is like vaccination. You fools. It is like vaccination. जैसे टीका लगाया जाता है, टीका लगा देते हैं तो रोग होता है? नहीं होता। तो वो टीका क्या है? टीका यही काम करता है, आयु सत्व बलारोग्य। तो पद लिखते हैं like the effect of the vaccination. सबको लगा ना वैक्सीनेशन? कोई ऐसा है जिसको वैक्सीनेशन नहीं लगा? लेकिन हर डेली कौन सा वैक्सीनेशन लेना है? सात्विक कृष्ण प्रसाद का। So very important, we should not eat which is not in the mode of goodness. Even if it is offered to Krishna, if you want to be a devotee of substance, if you want to be a devotee of show, then you do whatever you like. That Krishna is clearly saying that such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. Such food, such prasad should only be accepted. You have heard of Radheshyam Prabhu, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, a genius. Guru Maharaj calls him a genius. अभी भी आप उनको मिलेंगे ना तो लगेंगे कि वो 12 या 14 साल के हैं। एज होगा 54 या 64। वो केवल थोड़ा सा खिचड़ी खाते हैं, वो भी उन्हीं के सर्वेंट के हाथों से पकाया हुआ, किसी और के हाथ का टच किया और नहीं खाते। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कुछ भी खाने के लिए नहीं है। अगर कुछ भी खाते हैं प्रसाद के नाम पे तो क्या कर रहे हैं आप? भोग रहे हैं, भोगने का कार्य कर रहे हैं। तो ये शास्त्र घुसेंगे नहीं, ना तो शास्त्र समझ में आएंगे, ना उन शास्त्रों के ऊपर हम एप्लीकेशन कर पाएंगे। ठीक है, किसी कोई प्रश्न है? दो चीजें हैं, या तो स्वाद ले लीजिए या सेहत ले लीजिए, चॉइस आपका है। एनीवे जो स्वाद ले रहे हैं उनकी सेहत खराब होगी, और जब सेहत खराब होगी तो स्वाद भी खराब हो जाएगा, अपने आप ही चला जाएगा। बोलिए क्या प्रश्न है?
प्रभु जी, ये कुकीज बिस्किट वगैरह तो नहीं खाना चाहिए क्योंकि ये ड्राई ड्राई होता है प्रभु जी, ये तो ड्राई है।
हाँ, कभी कभार प्रसाद महाप्रसाद के रूप में मिला तो बहुत थोड़ा सा ले लीजिए, लेकिन अगर आपको यात्रा पे जाना है और आप अपने साथ कोई ड्राई आइटम नहीं लेके गए तो वहां का आपको और तामसिक फूड खाना पड़ेगा। तो उस परिस्थिति में तो बेटर है कि आप अपने पास ही रख लीजिए। ये ड्राई है लेकिन इसका सेवन आप दूध के साथ कर सकते हैं ना। तो आपको किसने कहा कि आपको खाली ड्राई बिस्किट खाना है? कृष्ण भक्त का मतलब है कृष्ण भक्त बड़ा चतुर, मूर्ख नहीं है वो। जो भोग रहा है उसको बुद्धि मिलेगी ही नहीं, वो भोगने में ही मस्त है, उसकी बुद्धि कहाँ काम करेगी। तो वी शुड ओनली ईट so as to exist. Some people eat to live, so we should be in that category, that we only eat to survive. And some people live to eat. We should not be in that category. दिन में टाइम टेबल होना चाहिए कि 2 या 3 बार, बस उससे ज्यादा बार नहीं। नहीं तो पशु है, पशु के लिए कोई रेस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं, जितनी बार भी कुछ भी आओ, जो भी आ गया सामने खाओ, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। We should be very, very cautious. Eat only little, as much required to keep the body and soul together and to be able to perform devotional practice. No more. How much time is wasted in eating? पहले eating, फिर evacuating and bathing. दिन में 2-3 बार यही कर रहे हैं, 3 घंटा तो इसी में चला गया। फिर बोलते हैं भजन करने के लिए टाइम नहीं है, क्यों? क्योंकि सारा समय भोजन में ही खा लिया। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। तो ये श्रद्धा का विभाग है। देखिए श्रद्धा के विभाग में क्या आ रहा है? भोजन। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हमारा भोजन के प्रति आसक्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए। देखिए गोस्वामी लोग क्या है, कितना खाते हैं? श्री रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी 2 दिन में 1 बार 1 दोना छाछ पीते हैं। और हमारी क्या स्थिति है? आप एक काम करिए, मैं बोलना नहीं चाह रहा हूँ, जितना खाते हैं ना उसको दिन भर में वेट कर लीजिए, वेट करके खाइए, आंखें खुल जाएगी कि हमारी स्थिति क्या है, कौन से गुण में है। हरे कृष्णा। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता। मनोराम प्रभु, आई जस्ट कॉल यू। श्रीमद्